You think you know them, but behind the smile may be a lie. Niccolo Machiavelli didn't place his faith in words, he placed it in action, in observation, in tests. Words can be polished, rehearsed, even weaponized, but behavior under pressure, that never lies. In a world full of masks and strategic charm, trust isn't granted, it's proven. And today, I'll take you through 7 dark psychological games designed to unmask people's hidden intentions more swiftly and accurately than any conversation ever could. These aren't random tactics. They are deliberate filters, crucial tools in a world where smiles can deceive and sincerity is rare. 1. The scarcity shift. Start stepping back. Don't make yourself so readily available. Let your digital presence grow quieter. Stop texting first. Stop always being the one who shows up, who says yes, who makes time. Slowly, gently, disappear from the center of their attention. Do they? Notice, do they make an effort to reach out, to close the gap you created? Or do they drift away without resistance, proving that your presence was taken for granted all along? The contrast between presence and absence speaks volumes. Scarcity doesn't just increase value, it reveals who valued you in the first place, too. The no-benefit test. Take away the extras. Don't offer help. Don't boost their ego. Don't serve as their emotional dumping ground. Be kind, but neutral. Strip things down to the bare bones of your presence, your energy, your conversation, nothing more. And then wait. Are they still? They're still asking how your day was? Still laughing with you? Or does their interest fade, like a battery losing charge? This test exposes the subtle truth. Some people only orbit you when you offer gravity. Without benefits, only the real ones remain. Conditional loyalty is fragile, and this test breaks it clean in 2. 3. The spotlight freeze. In the next group setting, pull back. Say nothing. Sit in the background and become a shadow in the room. Observe what happens when your spotlight dims. Who turns to you? Who keeps you in the loop, asks for your opinion, or simply checks in with a glance? And who moves forward without noticing your silence? The answer won't come from noise, it'll come from the quiet. Loyalty isn't loud, it's subtle, persistent, and rooted in presence. This moment of intentional stillness can reveal what your words never could, whether your presence is valued or simply tolerated. 4. The micro-betrayal trap. Share. Fictional secret, one that sounds emotionally real but carries no true weight. Small personal details, something they'd feel privileged to know, then say nothing. It's no follow-up, no repetition. Just let it sit. If that detail somehow returns to you from someone else's mouth, you've caught them. No confrontation needed. Like leaving a thread dangling to see who tugs, this test unravels deception without force. It's not malicious. It's surgical. A precise, subtle exposure. Because real betrayal doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers behind your back. And now you know exactly whose voice it was. Because betrayal rarely announces itself. It whispers through back like footprints in wet grass. The truth leaves a trail, you just have to create the conditions to see it. 5. The boundary slam. Say no, not with drama, not with anger. Just a calm, steady, unapologetic no. Perhaps it's in response to something small like a favor, an invitation, or a minor expectation they've grown used to you fulfilling. But this time, you choose differently. Choose your time, your energy, your peace. And then you watch. Not what they say, but how they react. Do they accept it, perhaps with surprise, but with grace? Or does something shift? Maybe it's a sigh, a guilt-tripping tone, an annoyed silence. Maybe they joke about how you've changed, but you can feel the tension behind their words. This moment, seemingly insignificant, becomes a spotlight that casts shadows on their true character. Because manipulative people hate limits. They dislike anything that disrupts their ability to subtly control the emotional weather around them. Boundaries make them uncomfortable. Not because you're being unreasonable, but because they lose access to the version of you that always complied. But someone who genuinely respects you won't flinch. They'll understand that boundaries aren't rejections. They're reflections of self-respect. They might not agree, but they'll nod. They'll respect your position, even if it disappoints them. Is that response? That calm acceptance? That is what reveals real care. The manipulators, however, will do one of three things: guilt you, pressure you, or withdraw in cold frustration. Some will disguise their pushback as concern. Others will double down with passive aggression. The outcome is the same. They try to regain control. Because a boundary draws a line, and for those used to crossing it, that line feels like rejection. People who manipulate hate limits. Boundaries make them uncomfortable because they can't control someone who knows how to say no. Begin to honor your own space and say no with calm conviction. You'll see their true nature come forward. A genuine person won't try to twist your words or guilt trip you into submission. They'll listen, they'll nod, and they'll respect your stance even if it disappoints them. In that simple moment, it speaks volumes. But the manipulators, they'll press harder, push boundaries, or retreat in frustration. They crave control, and limits block their access. But those who genuinely care will understand, and they won't make you feel bad for standing your ground. 6. The power flip. Now shift the dynamic completely. Walk into a room not arrogantly, but with quiet assurance. Straighten your posture. Let your presence enter first, even before your voice. Speak calmly, confidently. Take up space not physically, but emotionally, intellectually, and then look around. Notice the subtle changes. Who lights up, who leans in, who claps genuinely, and who recoils. Because real power doesn't need to be announced. It changes the temperature of a room just by existing. But when your confidence surfaces, when your self-worth becomes visible, it triggers something deep in others. Some will smile, proud to see you rising. Others, they'll flinch. They may shrink back, go silent, or even mock you behind a veil of humor. "Oh, look who suddenly thinks they're the boss," they might say with a smirk. But listen carefully, because their words often mask their discomfort. Your growth reminds them of where they've stayed stuck. This isn't about domination. It's about energy. When you stop apologizing for your presence and start walking with purpose, some people feel exposed. Not by anything you've done, but by what your confidence reveals in them. The ones who clap genuinely will smile with pride, not competition, because power doesn't corrupt, it reveals. 7. The disappearing act. Step away quietly, without warning. No texts, no calls, no status updates or explanations. It's just absence. Create a pocket of silence big enough to show you something words never could. Let the space you once filled remain untouched, and watch. What happens next? Who notices the void? Who sends even the simplest message? Are you okay?
Who makes
An effort, no matter how small, to reach across that silence. And who simply lets you fade as though you were never really there? This is not about punishment. It's about clarity. Some people will panic. Their anxiety will reveal that they counted on your presence more than they admitted. Others will grow cold, defensive, angry that you've removed their comfort, and a few may act indifferent, as if your disappearance is a relief. That indifference? It's not neutrality. It's a message. They didn't value your presence, they just got used to the convenience of it. And that's the point of this test. Because when you step back, when your energy, your attention, your time is no longer handed out freely, their reactions become telling. Were you truly valued? Or were you just a role in their routine, a provider of something they needed but never truly appreciated? Sometimes detachment is the only lens sharp enough to see depth. When the noise fades, when the favors stop, when the presence disappears, what remains? If someone truly cares, they will notice, they will reach, they will ask. But if your absence is met with silence, that silence is your answer. No anger, no overthinking, just observation. People reveal who they are when tested. Don't listen to what they say, watch how they react. These psychological filters may feel harsh, even uncomfortable, but they aren't designed to wound. They're designed to protect. Can be transactional. We need quiet, reliable ways to look beyond surface gestures. These aren't manipulations, they're mirrors. Private investigations of truth. They show you who's truly there for you, not just for what you provide. These mind games aren't cruel, they're necessary. Because in a world of hidden agendas, knowing the truth is power. Trust must be earned, but truth must be tested. Subscribe and watch next. Machiavelli's darkest advice about human nature.